Hey everybody, welcome to Whispers from the Past. I am Bill here at Master Control. Right next to me we've got
Jake.
And across the way we've got
Kelly.
And
Michelle.
And we are glad you guys are listening tonight. We have a great set of guests here that are going to be coming on in just a little bit. We'll bring them in. Before we get started, before we do anything, we want to send a very big shout out, a thank you to all the men and women who have served and are still serving in the U.S. military. We could not do this without you guys. We could not. You guys are the ones that are protecting everything for us and giving us our freedom to be able to do this. Thank you very much. For those that are listening and that are still overseas, please come home safe. That's all we want you to do. You've got families back here. Come home and safe and see them, and let us know when you get back. Thank you very much for your service. So, how are we starting tonight, Michelle? How are we going to do this?
Slow and a lot of groove.
Slow and a lot of groove. You know what she said?
Yep.
So, is there what do we got coming up, Michelle?
Actually, we're going to be in Missouri in September 21st and 22nd, and I know there's still some tickets available for that. And in September, we're also going to be going to Duluth, Minnesota, which I'm excited.
Can you say the name of that place?
I think it's called Noping Sanitarium.
Very good.
Did I do it good?
Yes,
I said
you
it really slow so I wouldn't stop the shutter. Good deal.
Awesome.
But I'm excited to do that one. That place is huge. The crazy thing is we're going to have to figure out there is no electricity whatsoever.
Don't worry. I've been working with Tyler on that. There's going to be generators there, or at least one. I got it all covered.
As long as it lights up the porta potty, because you know that mood lighting in porta potties we don't get along. No.
And don't light a match in the porta potty. I don't want to hear a boom and then have a flame that we got to take care of.
It'd be like, wow, no matches here. But there's other things going on. I know this weekend, if anybody's in Atchison, Kansas, they've got the McInerney Villa. Stephanie and them are amazing people. So going there, you really feel like you're at home. What else we got? Sally House just got over. We're going to be doing Lizzie Borden House. So, and then we have actually been really busy doing some personal calls. The churches have started calling on us, and I guess they really trust us now. So, a big amen to that.
Amen.
And, and just like the group we're going to have on tonight, they're actually part of, our network, our sister group. They also do a lot of in-home investigations. They come from both biblical and different spiritual ways, too. Very trusted people. Yes, I can be a little biased, because it is run by my daughter, and it looks like her twin. But I don't remember the other one. I can promise you. That could have been a night of Jaeger bombs. I don't know. But these girls, they actually have other people on their team, and they're great. They're going to actually be with us in Missouri, so that's going to be a lot of fun, just to kind of go through there. I know Brittany was with us when we did the Farrar School, and they're amazing to work with. They really are.
She's awesome. Just ask her; she'll tell you.
And the awesome thing is, she's also a vet, and what happened to her over in Iraq, kind of really opened her eyes to a lot of the stuff, more than what she had when she was younger. So, we're seeing more and more veterans doing a lot of this stuff. We're helping other families. They're still doing the same thing they have been doing, and that's helping those in need. So I am, real excited to have them on tonight.
So, let's see. We've talked about where we're going. We've talked about where we've been. What else is going on in the world that we want to talk about? Anything?
What is up with these kids snorting condoms?
Oh, that's old news.
What's new? Wait. Jump in here, Jake. What's the newest?
I have no idea. I just know that snorting condoms was last year.
Okay, well, now they're catching themselves on fire. They're pouring
Oh, that's
out.
right. It's boiling water.
Boiling water.
It's boiling water challenge.
And also, they also are doing the one where they're rubbing alcohol on themselves and catching themselves on fire to see how long they can last.
Why is that a thing?
It is a thing. It's all over Instagram, everywhere, and those are challenges, and it's pretty.
I got a challenge for all these. I'm going to be polite here. Dumbass kids that are out there. I got a nice one, Christine. I got a challenge for every one of them. How about try to live life? It's much worse than lighting yourself on fire. Just go out there and get a job and survive. And quit being jackasses.
Well, you know what? I think it's time to bring in this amazing group and let's see what's going on.
Uh-oh. They're giggling already. So who gets who gets to introduce them?
You do.
I do?
Yeah, do your radio voice. You're so good.
Hold on.
Lamp. I love
All
lamp.
right, to be clear. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Rob.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we want to bring a guest in here from the Spiritual Encounter Society. Let's give it up for them. I don't have any background. Alex, do we have clapping, like an applause?
Right. And we have Brittany and Amanda.
Let's hear it for them! So, let me put this back down. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about you guys and your group, and then we'll go from there and we'll see where this is going to go.
Man, that scares me. Where is this going to go? Well, my name is Brittany, and Michelle Roos is my mother, so thanks for that awesome introduction, Mom.
Hey, you paid me $20. I had to.
Hey, you're not supposed to tell anybody that.
Hey, I didn't get paid.
Hey,
Well, True that. Well, I am 30 years old. I am married with 2 children. And like Mom said, I am a Army veteran, a combat veteran. Hey. And then I was a police officer for a while, and then I decided to stop all of that and take care of my kiddos. I've been doing the paranormal for about 11 years now. It's something I've always been really passionate about. I've known I was different since I was a little girl. And then after deployment, there was stuff that happened there. Ended up with a brain injury, and then that opened my entire world up. And so here I am thinking I'm crazy, but maybe it's normal, and I'm just going to keep chugging along and see where
Brittany, what is normal?
Not you.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.
Thank
I've been trying to tell him that.
Thanks, I really appreciate that. My mom had me tested. I'm okay.
Well, this is one of my beautiful team members, Amanda. Our children go to school together, so I met her when our kids were in preschool. And then we just became really close, and she's my twin. And now she's stuck with me, so I will let her go from here. Yeah, so I'm 33, married, 2 kids, healthcare provider, love what I do. Yeah, I don't know. Hey.
So what got you into the whole paranormal thing?
I've always been into it. My mom was very, spiritual, and I kind of grew up talking about it. So, but I kind of put it on the back burner because I moved a lot as a kid, and then here in, Podunk, Indiana, people kind of look at you crazy. So it wasn't something any of my friends were the least bit interested in. And when I actually saw Spirit once when we were camping, everyone thought I was crazy and laughed at me. But whatever. And so Brittany and I started talking, and she just told me that's kind of the thing she does. And I was like, no way. And it's kind of, history. So
Awesome.
here we are.
That is awesome.
So tell us a little bit about your group.
Okay. So our group is fairly new. I had founded it in March, I believe it was. Yeah. So we are just really trying to get our name out there. We've been doing some in-home investigations, some public stuff. We're just very like spiritual. We like to, I don't know like what I'm trying to say. I don't really know either. Okay, that's good.
You like to spend long evenings in the dark. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. See what we do. Yeah, she actually pushes me, so I love having her around because when I want to be a scaredy cat, she takes my hand and makes me go sit in dark places.
Which is totally ironic because I'm afraid of the dark. So I don't know what it is, but I'm like, nope, let's do this. We can do it. And I don't know.
We
Kinda
have a
crazy.
question for you. What is your favorite location you have been at?
That goes out to either one of you.
Either one of you, yeah.
I don't know. I would have to say Waverly Hills so far. I only did a tour there, but there was so much stuff happening there, which I'm going to be booking for our team and for Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. So I can't wait to get in there and investigate for an entire night. But that place was insane. And I've been to some crazy places. So,
And I haven't. So places.
I love your honesty.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
I haven't, but I've been to some small places, and the town we live in is very historical. And so they've been very small, intimate places that have a lot of activity. So I can't say I have one favorite place just yet, but we'll see what happens in Missouri.
Oh, you're gonna love it down
What happens in Missouri stays in Missouri.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Or on YouTube, Facebook, Skype.
So, Amanda, a question I have is, since you said you had some experience, have you ever experienced, like, having things around the house just, like, disappear?
I haven't had things disappear, but what I have had is my mom passed away before I had my kids, and both my children would listen to nighttime music on an old cell phone. And one cell phone in particular, I have all of my mom's like voicemails. I started saving them, not realizing that it was going to be something vitally important to me at one point. And so my daughter, I hear like Michael Jackson coming from her room, which is my favorite musician and my mother's as well. And I walk in her room and my phone is in the same place I left it, but there's Michael Jackson playing. And I asked her, Isla Joe, did you do that? And she said, without skipping a beat, no, your mama did. So
Wow.
that was because I always called my mom, mama, and that was really cool. Really cool.
That's
Awesome.
pretty awesome. I remember a house that we were at that things would be missing. I used to have this drawer that was like full of dish towels. And I left for the weekend, and when I came back, all the dish towels disappeared, and I could never find them again. It was the craziest thing. I think it was spiritual.
One time in a room.
I think it was too. It wasn't me partying it up.
So
Never let me live that down. I was like 16 years old.
I thought it was a ghost. I just didn't know for sure.
And one
No.
time at band camp.
I have never been there.
Band camp?
Sorry. Fresh out of band camps. I have a comment from our earlier conversation.
Or do you play the flute?
The skin flute?
Wow, we went there already. 15 minutes into the show and we're
15
already
minutes.
there.
That's what we do, guys. Sorry.
I'm just glad it wasn't me that made the comment. 'Cause I was like 10 seconds from it, and
I wish it had been you. No, I know, Bill. If I would have not said that, he would have said something. Beat you to it this time.
So,
when you guys go to do any kind of investigation, is there kind of like a little ritual that you do before you go in anywhere?
Oh, heck yes. We all started, I just explained to the girls like what I do to open up and ground myself and kind of what I envision, so then they can do that and take it to and I think we just kind of stand around and in a circle and we do that. And then I remember one time we went to the salon in town. I just had this really strong urge to hold hands and just pass energy to help open. But that's very important. I think it's very important that you call on your guides and whoever your religious, protector is, and to make sure that you're always grounded and that you have those walls and barriers.
True. Very true.
What is one thing that you guys would talk to someone about, when you're doing your in-homes and you're actually doing the interview, what is some of the stuff that you guys, would tell those folks to do?
Depending on the type of activity, really we would just go around and stage it for them, show them how to stage so they would do it correctly. And if they have any religious pendants, if they're Catholic or something and they want those, where to put those, in the four corners of their house or their land. Holy water, carry that, sage spray, any sort of oils. That's pretty much it. She said.
So is there anything special you guys do if you have children involved?
We have not encountered that yet.
No, and I actually have a friend I've been trying to talk to because a good friend of hers, her little boy, is terrified of his room. And I keep telling her, let him come in. But I haven't convinced her of that yet. So we haven't had anything like that yet.
So I guess we will see what happens if that ever comes up. I don't know. But I guess it would really be the same thing. Just talk with the child and see what he or she is experiencing and cleanse the little kid and his or her room and go from there and make sure the rest of the house is safe.
Awesome. Cool. So I know, Brittany, you went to the Farrar School. What did you think about that place?
It was awesome. Jake's face right now. It was amazing. So the first night was fantastic. Had really good energy. The people were awesome that came in, and they were just really awesome to work with. We had tons of activity that night, and we had, I know, Mom and we picked up on a lot of awesome stuff. And to have that validated later, which was really neat. And then the second night, I finally get to meet Jake, and he's fantastic, everybody. And we decided to use the SLS camera later on, and you know this is coming up because this is probably the best part of Farrar. And we're walking through doing our own investigation stuff, and we have two other people with us. One was a child. I think she was 15.
Yeah, she was maybe 15, 16, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Jake has the SLS, and then next thing I know, this girl is going really loud next to me. So I crunched down like this because I didn't know what to expect, and then I look over in time to see Jake up on his tippy toes, prancing and making noises. And then I wasn't scared anymore because that was hilarious. But before that happened, I got to see this cool entity map up on the SLS, and it was crawling towards the guy that we had sitting in a corner on a bed or a stool. So I think Farrar was awesome because that whole thing tied it up for me. Thanks, Jake.
Well, and it gets even funnier because before that, I think we were on the second floor,
Yeah.
and we were walking down the hall, and all of a sudden on the SLS camera, I see Brittany kind of going off to the side, and then she's off the camera, and I'm still walking. I'm like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden I ran into the wall.
All I hear is a boom. And he was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh, you just broke the SLS. We're going to be in so much trouble.
I was dying laughing, and I was like, I hope they got that on camera somewhere.
Are you saying my SLS camera's broken? Is that what you're saying, Jake?
No, I
It
promise.
is not. It is not.
That was before I printed
But it was on
Oh.
camera because we had a camera up in the locker. So they totally got that on camera.
We got another question here. What is your favorite piece of equipment?
And not what's in Kathy's drawer.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know. As simple as it is, I love just regular flashlights, like mag lights. I love flashlight sessions. I always have really good stuff with that and communication. And the SLS, because I'd never used it, that was fantastic. And just myself. I think of myself as my own device because I'm able to channel. Oh, who can beat that? That was pretty good, huh? Man, I just came up with that. I like myself the best. Right. I like the Spirit box, but I haven't played with too much. I would love to get my hands on SLS, but I think the Spirit box. Hint, hint, bring it to Missouri.
Wow. Thank you for the subtle hint there, Brittany.
We have another question. Have you ever been pushed, scratched, or slapped on an investigation?
No?
Not while you're bent over either.
You're gross. I don't do
And that one didn't even come
that, mother. I know. Weird. No, I have not. I mean, well, the first night setting up at Farrar, I had like scratches. I started feeling burning in the inside of my elbow, and there was marks there, but nobody thought it was important, so I just let it go. Thanks, guys.
That's what we're there for.
Was that on the first night or the second night?
Yeah, because the first night we were setting up, and I remember looking over into the boiler room, and I kept telling you guys, something's
That's
there,
right.
something's there, and then something like popped up on my arm, and so I don't know, and Mom was making coffee, and you were doing whatever. Yeah.
I'm still kind of baffled, and I haven't had a chance to watch all the video yet. And Brittany will understand what I'm going to say here. I don't remember we were down in the boiler room, and we had a great group of people going down there. And next thing I know, I'm flat on the floor on my back, and Brittany's got her hand on my chest. And I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, that was a scary moment. Yeah, I don't know. That was just a bad area in general. The guy that stays in there, the janitor, he's just... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because I remember you asking me like 4 or 5 times, are you okay, are you okay? And I was screaming at you. But apparently I wasn't saying a damn thing.
No, you weren't moving. Like, I was feeling to make sure that you were breathing, because at one point you were standing up and nobody heard you lay down, and the next person that like clicked on a flashlight, you were laying flat out on the ground, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And then you just like arched your neck towards that back room, and you were like, I see eyes. Does anybody see eyes? And I'm like, no? Are you okay? And then you wouldn't move, so I was trying to push like healing energy into you and like positive light just to get you to move. And then I finally was like picking up your arms to get you to move, and then you snapped out of it. It was crazy. Because I can't pick your ass up.
Neither can I.
He thought he was in the classroom again with Jake. That's why his neck was arching.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
What? Jake, what classroom were we
We had
together?
a class before we went live. Don't act like you don't know.
Bill wasn't there. least not that I remember.
That's right. Leave them mindless.
Well, I mean, there were minors in the room, so hopefully not too mindless.
We have another question. It is, what do you think of the app called Echo Box with a V?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have one. Had you guys the app? No. Do we? No, we never used it. We tried one. Which one did we try? And it was like lame. I don't know. Ghost something or other, maybe? I don't know. I've never used that, but I've heard that you can get really cool stuff on that. I mean, I'm going to look into it. She's actually has her phone up right now, so she's doing it.
So, what do you guys think of some of the apps that are on the phones that people like to use during investigations? What are your thoughts?
See, I don't know about that. Like, I'm pretty skeptical on those things. Because I've used a few of them, but it would just like spit out a lot of random stuff that didn't resonate anywhere. But then I've heard stories of where it really like resonates with somebody and their story and what they're going through and questions they're asking. I watched like a live. It was crazy, and so she was like, "I'm not downloading this," and we went somewhere, and I made her download it. And everything we were getting back was just like. Yeah, I don't know.
Random stuff.
It just didn't make sense, and maybe it doesn't to us now, but maybe it will another time, but we weren't that crazy about it. So.
Well, I know there's a lot of talk out there right now that most people are saying that any app you get for your phone or any app you get for a computer or anything, what apps are you guys looking at over there? Holy crank! Any of the apps you get, how can you trust them?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I mean, you would have to get some really good validation. I mean, that would just be the only way. I don't know. Pay $20 and hope it works.
That's why you always go to the free ones first.
Exactly.
Jake said $20 is $20.
Yeah, but
So, Amanda, is there any certain equipment that, besides the spirit box, that you would really like to, mess with and maybe get part of it?
I would love an SLS camera. I mean, that's one thing that I always just like am goo-goo-eyed over when I watch any show like Ghost Adventures or whatever. And then what's the other one that they use that just gives out the words? Ovulus. Yes, Ovulus. I want one of those so bad. Yes.
Those are hard to find.
No, yeah.
No, we have one.
We have one.
Well, they were hard for me to find.
Must be nice. I found one in the basement. Yeah, right over there.
We have another question for you. What is your best evidence that you have caught?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I know maybe picture-wise at Myrtle's Plantation a couple years back, my dear friend Kathleen, and if she's watching, hey girl, her and I were walking back to like our cottage house, and we had both stopped dead in our tracks. We had, oh, hold on, hopefully they don't hear that. But we had felt like this, I don't know, powerful like voodoo stuff going on, and we couldn't move. Well, my husband was, in front of us, and he was taking pictures of us as we were doing this. And as soon as we said that, he snapped a picture, and there's a full body apparition of a woman that looks like she's in like voodoo priestess stuff, like clothing. I thought that was really neat, and we catch EVPs quite a bit, and I know I have, which I love. What about you? What do you think? Yeah.
Don't ever talk at once.
You haven't really, like, I don't
There's probably been a few EVPs, but what I think is the coolest is when Brittany goes somewhere first and then feels it out and then has me come in, and then I kind of hit on everything. What are you shaking your head at? Stop it. She feels it out. But then it's like, I don't know, we validate each other. Oh, my heaven's sakes. She made us vodka drinks just for this.
So, out of all of our equipment that we have, other than the SLS camera, what would you like us to bring to Missouri that you can try?
Fabulous.
Oh, that's obvious.
That's clear. And the white box. I have to have my hands on that white box.
We got you.
We got you.
Okay. There was a lag or something, and I was like, cool, they forgot me. It's great.
No, we're here.
Oh. Yeah, that thing's creepy, and it's super haunted. I can't wait for you to feel it. Look at you. The white box. It's called the white box. It's a creepy.
Yes, my box. And I have been showing it love.
Good.
I have been trying to put good energy in it. I don't think it wants it. So you'll have to see in Missouri. It's got a mind of its own. So
Maybe it's a new owner. I don't know. Sometimes, like, crystals and stuff work that way too, and it has ginormous crystals on it, quartz crystals. I think you should cleanse those first, and then maybe give it to someone else and see what their energy flow can do with it. I guess that means me. Is that what? I thought that's what you were hinting at. Give it to me. Yes, I love it.
Yeah. We have another question. Have you ever caught a face apparition on video?
On video? No, but we have on pictures. And I've seen them. Yeah, we tend to see a lot of those in our mind's eye. Yeah. It's kind of scary. So I woke up, I was camping with my friends, and I woke up to a woman, like, right over my face. And
wow,
that's when everyone was like, shut the fuck up. Thought I drank too much. I didn't. Yeah. Swear to God.
We have another question. Why do you like the ovulus so much?
Probably because we don't have one. Don't you always like what you don't have? Yes, spirit box. I love it. I love the spirit box. That's cool.
Hold on, let's finish the Ovulus thing real quick, and then I want to talk about that because there's some people talking about the SB7 versus the SB11.
Yeah, we have an 7.
I know, I saw it, Alex. Yours is 11. Show off.
We have another question. Have you ever used old school tools such as pendulums, dowsing rods, etc.?
Yes. Actually, my first time using dowsing rods was at Farrar Elementary. It was really cool. Pendulum, yes. I have an aventurine crystal pendulum that I absolutely love. And do you too, Jake?
Yeah, I have 3 of them. I've got a ruby infusionite, I've got an amethyst, and then I have a rainbow moonstone.
He's an overachiever.
I love it.
I just like my pretties.
Hey, me too.
Hey, I just found out that Jake, I didn't even know this about you. You do tarot cards.
Yes.
He gave me a really awesome reading last night.
Oh, please.
You did. It was so spot on. It was crazy. And I'm sure that took you like an hour to text out because it was so long. I'm sorry, my life's crazy.
It actually took me like 20 minutes.
That's still long. My thumbs would be tired.
I guess you just need to work them out more. I don't know what to tell you.
Let me work out my thumbs.
Nice one.
There we go. Jeez. I want to learn to do that.
Awesome.
Well, she's a sexy little thing. Yeah.
So we were going to talk about the SB7 and the SB11.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things about the SB11 being it's. Some people are saying it's too complicated to use, and it's actually. They said people are saying they get more over the SB7 than they do the SB11.
See, I've heard that too. I've heard the SB7 is way better than the 11. I guess in that case, size doesn't matter.
Well, first of all, size always matters. But so when you start talking about the SB7
There's
versus the
children in
SB11,
the room.
Okay. When you talk about the SB7 versus the SB11, you have to talk about how they're fundamentally different. So the SB7 only will scan in one direction at a time, whereas the SB11 can scan in both directions at the same time. So you can get a little bit of interference and things that way, which might be why some people think it might be a little too complicated to use and why it sounds like more comes through the SB7. It's just because there's so much going on with the SB11.
Thank you, Mr. Technical.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yes, thank you. I've never used an SB11, so.
I don't think I've gotten past the 5.
And again. Yep.
More vodka, please.
Oh, she needs to make it for one. It's making Slurpee sounds. Uh-oh. Good to the last straw.
Oh,
You're
thanks.
good at that.
Well, hello.
I've had a lot of practice.
Oh, welcome to the Weird Hour.
So,
36.
what other contraption can we talk about that keeps everyone giggling?
Contraptions. Very word.
Have you guys ever went to that site? It's called Week in Weird.
Oh, yes. Old school tape recorder.
recorder.
That's me. And don't forget the badge powder. Can't go leave.
You and your badge powder. Wait, what is that for?
Well, Amanda, let me explain. I gotta explain.
What does that have to do with the recorder?
Hold on. So one night at band camp, one time we were getting ready to go on a hunt, and we figured, old school, put the powder on the floor, see if they cross through the powder, and leave footprints or leave marks. Not a problem. Michelle went and grabbed her powder. When we got to where we were going, we found out it was Summer's Eve. So what flavor?
Oh, no. Cool breeze.
Cool Breeze vaginal powder.
Summer's Eve is not a flavor, Bill.
And so here's the thing. This way we see the print, but we could also smell if they cross.
We like to leave our spirits smelling
You
naturally
gotta keep fresh.
So the badge powder comes, but that's where we're talking about doing a lot of the old school, having the old reel-to-reel tape recorders because of the imprints it can put on them, compared to digital. And so that's where the badge powder came. Yeah.
Badge powder I don't know about, but I'm down with old school stuff.
But you can get baby powder. That's just what I had, and now it's just become part of our kit. Because it smells wonderful, and
And it gets hot and sweaty in some of these locations. We need to clean ourselves up.
And they won't get yeast infections.
It's not for you.
No, they won't get yeast infections. Our ghosts will be healthy.
Good.
And smell good.
God forbid they die from an infection.
Wah, wah.
I'm actually trying to find a story here.
Bill and his stories. So, what do you think about people who talk about catching the ghosts, like trapping them in like crystals or teddy bears?
Well, if you shut the door, they can't come in.
Oh, that's a great story. Please tell that story real quick.
All right. So, we were at the McAneer Villa, and we were doing a walk around, just making sure we're checking all the places before everybody comes. And each time we went through a door, we closed it and continued on. And lovely Kelly goes, we can't close the door. How are the ghosts going to get in?
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, well. What do you do?
So we locked them out, I guess.
Exactly.
Let me out of here.
So, but
So back to catching spirits.
Yeah.
I mean, that just makes me think of like the Infinity War and the Soul Stone, and that's just make believe, right? I don't know. Just saying. I have a 6-year-old boy. He's into that. He's into that. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. Catch the souls in the stone. I haven't seen it yet. So tell me. But I don't agree with it at all. I don't think you should. I think you help them move on and pass on, but catching them I don't think is okay. We're not.
But you could be, Michelle, they could be like that little Filipino lady.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna catch me a ghost with all of my crystals.
Amanda, we had a lady who came and we were at Edinburgh Manor, and she had brought her crystals because she was going to capture a ghost or a spirit and take it home with her in her crystals. The last thing I remember is putting her in the dark in the hallway in the basement. Next thing we know, she screamed. Now she's all of maybe 4'5", if that. Her husband is almost 7 feet. He was much taller than I am. She screams and runs around the corner and buries her face in his stomach. And the rest of the night, I don't want no more ghosts. I don't want.
Is that where her head came?
It's not like you see on TV. It's not like you see on TV.
So she no more catches ghosts.
She talks to him now.
I didn't know like stones did that. Well, I mean, like, come here, I got you. I think clear quartz is like the best thing that you can capture spirits into, just because you can put 5 intentions into a clear quartz. So I would assume. I don't know.
I'm just curious,
about
like,
it.
how do you do it? Like,
Get in here right now. Go to my stuff.
Precisely.
Don't talk
It's
back.
it's like a timeout chair. You know,
Yeah.
put it in the corner and
It
tell us
is.
no.
You don't tell me no.
yeah. I don't, like, how do you
I'm a
do
mom. Get your ass in the corner.
that? Yeah, I can't private. Come here.
Get in there, bitch.
But in a way, it kind of comes back to the whole piece of, wait, if you shut the doors, they can't get in. How are they going to get crystals in the first place?
Exactly.
And can you keep them in there? Can't they just stick their head in and go, yes, it's a crystal, and leave?
Yeah, she must have watched Ghostbusters too many times.
Well, it's one of those that probably put its head in the crystal and goes, this ain't my neighborhood. She's trashy, and then leaves.
Oh, so you're saying we have trashy crystals now? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, you got good crystals? You got
That's
bad
on you
crystals?
guys. You should be cleansing them and then recharging them in the full moon. So if they're trashy, that's on you guys.
Listen, ours are clean. And even
We have bath powder.
we have that powder. Ours smell
Yep.
good.
You clean them in bed powder.
Oh my gosh.
You never know what you're going to attract.
I feel like Jake wants to say something so bad, but not.
No, I'm just deciding it's better not to.
Oh, you're no fun.
Well, no, because they were talking about using the badge powder on the crystals, and I was going to say crystals aren't meant to go in those places. I mean,
We have to be thrown towards
here's the thing.
dildo.
They do actually make crystal dildos. That is a thing. But I
Yeah, that's
don't know how I feel about using that, per se.
No.
I feel like that's just asking for bad juju.
Or bad something.
Yeah.
Why'd you
Something.
make-
They use badge powder.
Oh, that's true.
That's for after for the cleanup. You can't use it before.
No.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea.
So, what do you guys think of people who actually go, out on these huts, and almost every investigation they do, they talk about everything's a poltergeist type of deal?
I can't speak for anybody else, and I don't want to speak on that because I don't want to people that maybe feel that way and they encounter those things. I personally have never encountered that. I don't know. I don't think you have either. I don't think any of our team has. But if that's what they say they're encountering, then go for it. And I need to see evidence. Because I rock solid evidence.
We have another question. Have you ever had a spirit follow you home?
Oh my gosh, so many times.
It depends on if I buy her drinks.
That. Yeah, I tend to pick them up quite a bit. Actually, when I was at Ashmore Estates last year, I encountered this guy on the first night. I thought he was very kind. We were having a full-on conversation with the spirit box. And then when I told him I was leaving and I needed to step out for a little bit, he got really pissed at me. And then he started saying, like, Brittany, and I'm the devil, and you're not allowed to leave. This isn't. So it took a turn for the worse. And then I came home 2 days later, and I was just in a shitty mood. I was angry. I didn't feel well. I couldn't sleep. I was having nightmares, and the only thing that I could think about was this tall black shadow man, and I kept hearing him say my name in this, like, really evil voice. So then I knew I had a problem, and I had my snowflake obsidian crystal with me that entire time that I was there. So I decided to take that snowflake obsidian crystal. I meditated, and I helped him go back to Ashmore. I had no idea what I was doing, but whatever I did worked. I think it's all about your intention. But yeah, that was probably one of the scariest ones I've ever brought home. I brought home quite a few though, but they tend to go away pretty quickly once they realize my house is crazy.
But did you tell your mom you brought him home? Or was that what the towels were for?
That was the towels. Shush.
That's to clean up the powder.
Badge for the family. It runs in the I can't even right now. Gross. I don't want
to. That's a no.
We have another question. Have you ever used the Estes method?
I'm going to go ahead and say I don't know what that is, so please tell us.
I'm actually going to look it up because it's kind of hard to explain. It's a new one that I've actually been reading about, and I was going to try to, if I can figure part of it out, I'm going to try to use it. I'd like to try it at some place like the McIntyre Villa.
I want to go there really bad.
Where is it? It's gotta bring it up. 6 and blah 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 blah.
I guess it's so cool that we don't even know about it.
Yeah, it's actually it's
new.
Yeah, ghost hunting in the 21st century. Science or science fiction?
Oh, somebody's looking at that too.
Yeah.
She likes to Google.
So how many places have you guys been to?
I don't know. Like together?
Yes, as a group.
Only, I think, 3 places as a group, but her and I, we have like weekly date nights.
We play in the dark.
Yeah, and our date nights consist of going in creepy haunted places and just to continue.
Old Battlefield.
Yeah, old Battlefield. That was great, and we test our abilities, and that's what makes us stronger. And I have been to the haunted museum in Las Vegas. And that's really cool. So jealous.
So I think all this Estes method is something we do already. It's like we were talking before the show. It's kind of like what we want to do with Amanda and Brittany.
Yay!
It's kind of taking away. It's kind of almost like taking away. You take part of your senses away from you. Like I like to blindfold people in the dark, and
I'm down with that.
And they all Amanda, calm down. So here's the thing: if you blindfold someone in the dark and they look at you weird, like, why are you going to blindfold me? I'm already in the dark. Your eyes can adjust. You can see things in the dark after a few minutes. You can start to see shapes and figures. But if we take away that sense of taking away your eyes or taking away your hearing, and if you can do it both at the same time, and all you have is your feeling, it enhances your what you feel around you, and then that kind of that electromagnetic field around you of someone coming up and I'm touching him, So we already actually use this method. It works really well. It really works well if you've got somebody who's already a little bit on the how do I want to say that?
Scared side.
That side too.
Because I'm very empathic. I feel feelings, like that's exactly how I am. So I can see that being very fun.
It's gonna be
but I'm around, so
Yeah.
it'll be okay.
We did something similar with Wabash Paranormal Research Society out of Lafayette. Hey guys, if you're watching, they actually invited us on an investigation at the haunted house that we have out of Lafayette. It's fantastic. So if you're in the area, go check it out. But I think it's called the Gonsfeld experiment, and it's pretty similar. So we did that. We taped ping pong balls over our eyes, and then we had white noise playing in our ears, and then we had a red lamp, light bulb in front of us, so then it blocks out shadows and everything. And then so while that person is incapacitated doing that and just completely blocked off to everything, the other person's with them asking questions, stirring up energy, and then that person that has the ping pong balls and stuff will yell out whatever they hear. It was fascinating. It was amazing, and I'm down to try any of these experiments. So that's awesome.
Well, and it's all kind of the same thing. Everybody just does it a little different, because when we do that also, you can use different items to enhance those feelings, or even have somebody, in another room just asking questions without you hearing it, and then it, hearing it respond through too. So, I mean, there's a couple different ways to do it. It's going to be exciting to try it with you guys in Missouri in some spots, especially with both of you. Well, with both you guys having some abilities, it kind of makes it more interesting. So,
yeah. And I'm afraid of the dark. You're going to blindfold me in the dark.
See it.
We have another question. Have you ever used the Singapore theory?
Negative. These people are geniuses. Because we just go out and have fun. And
believe it or not, a lot of these different theories and a lot of these different things you already use.
We probably do.
Yeah, it just it's what is the technical name for them?
Yeah,
what's the hardest part.
And it's cheaper if it's Singapore than if you did it in the United States.
That's terrible.
I don't know what we're talking about now.
That is terrible.
I'm just saying.
You want some of mine? I don't know if I can dip out.
Yeah. I'm going to dip out for just a second. Is that allowed?
In about
five
minutes.
Okay. I'm all right with that.
Okay.
No problem.
Have you guys ever used the Boo Bear?
No. I want one really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we know somebody that's used
Hey,
it.
I said, we're new. Yeah, this group is really new. I've been on many groups before, and then I just, having my own group and being the founder of something that I am so passionate about is something I've dreamt about since I was a little girl.
We're jealous.
It's cute.
Yes.
But so we're building our equipment right now. And right now, there's only 3 of us on the team. So we are looking for other people who are passionate about this. But we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there.
Boo Bear's on our list.
Gotta start.
Oh, hey, Boo Bear.
Oh, yeah, I want a Boo Bear. That's one of the ones I want.
Michelle, if you were sitting there and a Boo Bear was sitting off to the side, even though you put it there, that sucker would go off and you'd scream and run because it's the same damn thing as a doll. And
Yeah.
you want to play with me? Hell no! What was that? That was Michelle running by. It wasn't a ghost. I promise you.
It'd be more like bye, Felicia.
And we'll
Oh, gosh.
Ooh, Alex, I like that.
What's my name, Bill? Come on.
Jake, I like that idea. We'll paint it with a clown makeup before we show it to Michelle.
No.
You guys are so wrong.
Do it. Do it.
Can we take, if we get a Boo Bear and we take the guts out of it and the machine work out of it, we can put it in an Annabelle and sit it there and see what Michelle does. Do you want to play with me? Hell no!
Annabelle, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, I have anxiety. You just saying her name.
That's crazy.
Let me tell you, I'm pitting out, especially when they talk about dolls.
Good thing you're wearing black.
Yeah. And I've got good deodorant.
I don't know. I've had this like new love for dolls. I've always hated dolls. They've terrified me because my Oma collected dolls, and I felt like they were always talking to me when I was little. And now, like the last few months, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm growing up. It's weird. But I want to collect dolls. I want them all. And I don't know what that is about. But, hey, that's something new. I haven't told you yet.
Yeah,
I want to
like,
collect
that's news
creepy
to
dolls.
me.
She
Well,
sent me
I
a
know.
link yesterday about the dollhouse here in Indiana. And I've always been scared. But now I'm like, I want to go play with all of them.
I
Let's see
know.
what's inside.
We got, and I don't do dolls, and the first thing I wake up to this morning is somebody on our group page had this creepy old doll on there and said, we found this, or I bought it at some kind of flea market, and I feel like it might be haunted. What should I do with it? And my first response is, girl, you're crazy. Burn it, get it out of the way, you know. Hang it on the tree, use it for target practice. I don't care, but I can't help you with that one. So,
We have
Yeah, I
another
don't
question.
recommend burning it. Yes.
What's your opinion on Paranology's equipment?
Paranology's
they
equipment.
actually build equipment.
What?
I said they are actually, they build different types of equipment. I know Kelly has one of them.
Well,
Oh,
wait.
oh, okay.
I feel so lost. What? You guys
Yeah,
are Owen and we're not.
See.
I mean, people build that? That's awesome. They build equipment?
Yes, they build paranormal equipment.
What?
They're
That's awesome. I would love to use
Yeah.
something like that. That's amazing. Yeah. I wish I was smart enough to do that.
I thought you loved yourself the best, though.
Yep.
I do. I trust myself 110%. I've learned to stop doubting myself, so. That and my mag light. I love my mag light. I'm simple.
Oh yeah, I've used one and that is awesome. We have
Yeah.
another question. Have you used the Periscope IR electroscope?
I gotta look that one up.
That's
The
actually,
Periscope is that.
I know, but I want to know what the electroscope piece of it is. I've heard the
Electroscope.
periscope.
it is an amazing piece of equipment that
Yeah. Well,
Paranology has
If
built.
you have it, bring it.
Oh, we don't have one.
Oh, wah.
You can
Yeah, we
make
don't care.
you can actually make your own too.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, guys out there that make equipment, send us some information.
Contact
Yes. I would love to learn how to do this. What are we doing? We're doing some shoulder stuff and what was that? I missed out. Oh,
No, I'm actually. I'm look. Well, on that little note, I don't know if everybody heard that. So what we're going to do now, guys, it's break time. We're going to take a quick 5-minute or so break here. Anybody who's listening out there, don't go anywhere. Again, this is Whispers from the Past coming to you live on Ghost Call Radio Network. We want to thank you guys for listening. We will be back in just about 5 minutes. Time for a potty break to drain the main vein and grab a cup of coffee. We'll see you guys back here in just a few minutes. Hey everybody, we're back. Welcome to Whispers from the Past. We're live on Ghost Call Radio Network. We have Amanda and Brittany from the Spiritual Encounter Society here with us. I gotta say this. I really want to know, and I want Brittany and Amanda to explain to us. We have a question. Can you explain to us or talk to us about donuts?
Oh, Maria, I love you. So if you're listening right now, Maria is my dear friend from the gym that I work out at. And we both help coach Tabata. Yeah, we work out, Jake. She's
That's not what the
fantastic.
air quotes were for.
And, well, she loves donuts. So we were told to talk about donuts. What is your favorite, Maria? Maybe? Ask about it? No? Alright, good talk, Maria. We'll catch you later.
I
we
have a question for you guys. If you had one place that you would really love to go to investigate, what is that? Your most ultimate?
Anywhere in the world.
Your
in the world?
yeah.
I can't eat these right now. Honestly, I would probably say the Louvre in Paris because it has all kinds of. I mean, I've been there; it's humongous, but I think that place would be on a crazy level at night with everything that's in there. I think that would be really cool. That's me.
And Brittany.
I don't know. I don't think I can pick just one. I really don't. I want to go everywhere. I know that's not really answering your question, but like,
No, that's fine. I mean, we all do.
everywhere. Yeah.
No,
I want to go to Gettysburg for sure.
Oh, Gettysburg.
Gettysburg was
That's
awesome.
like my bucket list. But you opened
So-
up. Yeah. Like if you said U.S., we probably could have narrowed it down a little easier. In the world, it's just like there's so many places to go.
In the
In
U.S.
the U.S. where?
Gettysburg. I don't care where. I just want to go there. I just want to go there. See where my little heart takes me, wandering around on a search. Gettysburg for sure. I want to go back to Myrtle's plantation. I had a really deep connection with that place. When we left, I cried for 3 days straight because there was some sort of past life connection there. And it was really, really active. So I want to go back there and definitely Waverly Hills. There's something about that place that I love. So that's like top 5 on my bucket list.
Awesome.
I can't wait till we all go to Waverly Hills.
Yes.
I'm
I'm
so
so
excited.
excited
Thank
for
you
that.
guys for joining us. I'm so excited.
I really think Christina needs to join us too.
Hey, I mean, we need 10 investigators, and I can reach out to you after this. We can't book it until January 1st, but I have my alarm set on my phone to already go off at midnight on January 1st, so I can book it really quick. So, yeah.
You're not going to be awake already? It's New Year's Eve.
Oh, true that. Preoccupied. Yeah, that's what that is.
So Christina said come to Oklahoma and you guys can do the Stone Lion Inn.
I would love to do that. Yes.
So I want to pose a question here, the same question I sent out to Amanda and Brittany, because we've never asked him this question. Jake, what is the one place you would like to go? Anywhere in the world or in the United States, anywhere.
Oh, that's a really tough question. The first thing that came to mind was Hever Castle, but that's just because I'm all about Henry VIII and his wives.
Oh, I love you. Like,
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it a whole lot. There's so many places that I've seen on TV about and I've read about, and I can't narrow it down to just one.
yeah, it's hard.
Now let's go around the table because I already know most of the answers, but I want Brittany and Amanda to hear them. Michelle, what's yours?
I want to go back to Gettysburg. I think there was a connection for me there, and I feel like there was more to be uncovered.
Kelly?
I want to go to Dracula's castle.
Ooh.
Yeah, just ever since I lived in a castle, I've always liked castles, and something about them.
Oh, there's the princess talking again. One
Yeah.
time I lived in a castle.
I let my hair
It's
down.
okay. It's okay. She might be the princess, but I am the queen.
You're not kidding.
Not at all.
I have a question for you. What is your take on the Ouija board, and if you've used one, what happened?
I refuse to use one. That's not something I would want to touch. We're both so different in that aspect because I would love to use one as long as I am with somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. Because I've never used one personally. I've been around them. But I definitely want to use one.
Okay, but what's the difference between...
I mean, you think about reaching out. Sorry.
No, good. What's the difference between a Ouija board and a spirit box?
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, that's a good. I just don't know.
I was just about to say that. There's no difference in contacting these spirits from a Ouija board or any sort of electronical device that you're using. It's the same thing.
I don't know. Just gives me the willies.
It kind of makes you wonder, though. They always say you're supposed to close out the Ouija board when you're done, so you don't bring something in.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're done with a spirit box or a voice recorder or anything, we're not really closing those out. Is that why, there's more paranormal stuff? I mean, what would your thoughts be on that?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, because not many people, I don't think, or anyone that I've been around has ever been like, okay, goodbye, I'm shutting off this EVP now. But yet, for me, when we do EVP sessions, I make sure we state who we are, what time it is, where we're laying it down, when we're laying it down, and then at the end, we're like, okay, we're shutting this off this time and this time, so maybe that's our goodbye. I don't know. But Spirit Box, we don't say goodbye. I've never done that.
No, we haven't.
Well, but there's a fundamental difference when you think about using a Ouija board. No, go ahead.
I've never, it's just something, even as a kid, it was just like, no. I don't know. I just always felt strongly that was just something I was never going to do and not interested in. So I just haven't changed my mind. I like to touch them, which sounds really weird, but I like to touch things. I like to touch lots of things, apparently.
That's the difference between a spirit box and a Ouija board, though, is the Ouija board doesn't open until you've made physical contact with the planchette, whereas a spirit box, there's no doorway that's being opened one way or the other. There's no physical connection that's being made.
Right.
And I think that's what the difference is.
So, Jake, have you used a Ouija board?
I have. I actually have one.
Whoa, so what do you think of it?
I mean, it's not like something I use all the time, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone makes it out to be, as long as you know what you're doing. The key point is to not break the connection before you've said goodbye, because then you're keeping the door open, and usually that's when things will come through, and then people will later on go back and close it, and by then it's too late.
Yeah.
Have you had any bad experience with it, or?
Not bad experiences. There was one entity or one person that came through claiming to be the devil, who took a very specific interest in me, and then that lasted for, 2 days, and then it was done. So clearly, either the devil was lying in waiting, or it was someone pretending to be someone that they're not. But I've never had a negative experience.
Were they just coming in to join your classroom?
I've never brought it to school, and I never will.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is the class that you teach. Do you think that's why it followed you or stuck with you?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what kind of answer you were looking for.
I'm just thinking of, the coat checkout person. That's all.
What are you teaching over there?
Or like when we're in Edinburgh and you tell the person on the spirit box or the spirit, "Oh, spirit, you must be impotent."
Oh my God, that was hilarious. That was perfect. That was awesome.
But it wasn't even it wasn't so casual. It was
wait. You can tell here in a second. I want to make sure Brittany and Amanda know. So we're down in Edinburgh, and we're down in the basement. We're in the kitchen, and we're getting this stuff coming across, and something hated it, and out of the blue, I hear.
I stand by what I said before. I think you're impotent.
He called the ghost impotent.
And then I got told to burn, so
Yeah, it did reply back.
And what did it tell you, Mom? I heard some words.
I think she's talking about the Joker when you had me
okay.
When you said that you were going to pull us out to be respectful for his space, and then he said something to you.
Oh, I can't remember what he said to me.
Because I was right behind you. Because you had that one guy in there, and then Jake went in front of him. That one tall guy was.
He called it the C word?
Yes.
Yeah. He called it the C word. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, and it was funny because I'm in this room, and all of a sudden I hear Michelle go, "Okay, I'm going to pull you guys out to be respectful for his space." And then a couple seconds later, she goes, "Nope, you know what? I'm just going to leave him in there now." And I'm like, "What is happening?" And she's like, "If you're going to be disrespectful, you can call me that. I'm going to be disrespectful to you, and I'm just going to leave him there."
Boom.
So
he was really mad about it too.
So she just decided to leave your ass in there. Is what you're saying?
No, because 30 seconds later, she's like, "Okay, let's get out."
Well, he called me the C word, and all I had was Jake and the other guy. So I'm like, "Okay, you guys go ahead and stand in there. Have a nice time. Bye."
Bye. I'm out.
We got a question about that. It says, "Did it ectoplasm over him?"
God, I wish.
Oh my gosh.
So that brings us to our next subject, because Amanda, you said sometimes when you were younger you had that face.
God, I did not where we're going.
And you had that face right in there. So did you guys read the article about the lady who will no longer have sex with men and she just has sex with ghosts?
I saw that, and that's where I left it because I thought. I read it. I didn't read it. No.
On talk shows. She's been on talk shows.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I just think of Scary Movie when she's getting banged up the wall and I don't know.
When she was wearing a Wednesday panties on a Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just can't. I don't even know how that's a thing. But good for her, I guess.
What happens if you got pregnant?
Probably. I don't
Could
know.
you though? Could you? Because there's no ejaculation.
Veg powder. You gotta have veg.
Sure.
I can find out for you.
Kelly, you should say a little loud.
Yeah. Someone said that would be a dead lay.
Good one.
But you know what? If you think about it, just think there wouldn't be a mess to clean up.
How do you know?
How do you
Because
know?
you do it right, Bill.
Have you seen Ghostbusters? He got slimed in the worst way.
Well, that's true.
Is there a bad way to be slimed, though?
I mean, I'd say yes. I mean, does she not have video cameras in a room? Maybe, I don't know. And a boo bear? Something. Where's the evidence?
Would that be a boo bear or a boob bear?
Well, and I just, and a lot of people, because that's where it comes in with, what is it, the succubus and all that?
Succubus.
I mean...
Is that what happens on the back of a school bus?
Well, it could. It depends on what school bus you're on. If you're on the short bus, you don't get that.
That's messed up.
Just saying.
Well, the succubus is for the female, and then there's
Incubus is for the male.
It's for the male.
yeah.
Too many
I
comments.
think you have those flipped. The succubus
This
is
is
the
for-
female spirit that will interact with the males, and then
Yeah,
the
that's-
incubus. Okay,
Yeah.
I just
and
wanted to clarify that.
Have you ever had an encounter with an incubus or a succubus, Jake?
A dead one?
What about you girls?
I wish. Yeah, no. But no. Have you? I know, right? So that
What?
yeah.
I would say no.
Okay, good.
Or I was too drunk and I don't remember.
I could dig that. It's like eager. But
But I bet Zach wanted the incubus.
ooh, can Zach be my incubus?
You'll have to.
Oh, he doesn't know what that is. Oh god. I'm blushing. I can't even right now.
So I really honestly wish we weren't on the radio and we were on TV and you could actually see what Brittany just turned about 40 shades of red. Blocked out her camera went infrared there for a few minutes. So
I'm so glad Amanda shut this lamp off above us because that could have been bad. She'd probably been sweating bullets. Yeah.
Nice.
that hurt.
So I have a question for you. The question is, if you had a choice, would you take 5 minutes of fame to have your own TV show doing what you love right now? Or would you continue doing what you're doing by helping others to do this?
Oh, helping others.
Both of
Hands.
you.
Yeah, that's an easy answer. Yeah, we're having fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just this is what's fulfilling. I mean, I don't think we'd do this. Yeah, for that. Not even a thought.
Nice.
It's all about helping people. It always has been. So.
Yep.
Good.
I agree.
So if you got a call and they said, listen, there's a whole bunch of stuff flying around in my house, there's demons in my house, I'm seeing all sorts of crazy things like that, what would you do? Run to go see it right away or step back for a little? Yeah, look at them.
Yeah. I would call Amanda and be like, listen, I need you. We'd probably sort of talk about it on our way there. Yeah.
Like what we do.
Yeah.
We do the same thing.
And then we'd probably be scared we'd be scared shitless and be like, what did we get ourselves into? And then go find out. I've never encountered a demon. I kind of want to. I know that sounds weird. Yeah, I do. Right? I want.
Well, that depends on how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. There's a lot of people out there that say everything that's spiritual is demonic.
No. You know what? I respect everybody's religion and their take on that. That is fine. But for me personally, I don't believe that at all. More power to everybody else. You do you. But yeah, I don't think that at all. I've encountered bad, negative energies, but I've never encountered a demon. So yeah, I kind of want to. I don't. For a split second, but I need to have a priest on hand. I want to make sure it's real. That's the whole point of ghost hunting, right?
But why have a priest on hand when your priest is just as scared as you are?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I feel like that makes me stronger. Yeah, thanks. Just gonna take a drink. Thanks. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe that is a selfish reason for me, but I feel like that would make me feel more safe. I don't know.
Then let me ask you, do you really believe in demons, or do you think demons were brought up by certain religions to scare people into following their religion?
No, I believe in demons. Yeah. I mean, I totally, like, I can see both sides of that. I really can. I'm pretty open-minded. But I do believe in demons 110%. But I also can see when the world started, people started their religions, I can see that as well, because people wanted control. They wanted strength. They wanted power. I mean, who knows? And I think that's why I want to encounter one, just so I can know what's real and what's not. So.
What if the head starts spinning and it spits out green stuff at you?
Isn't that just a sick child?
Yeah. That's a day in the life of the mother. Cheers. Yeah. I don't know. I think it would be kind of cool. I'm weird like that. Again, though. She's on her own. I mean, I would, like I said, I would be scared shitless, and I'd probably be saying every curse word imaginable, but doing the little Jake. I would be doing Jake prancing, and
It's gonna catch on, I promise.
It's the new hot thing. It's the new Kiki. Yeah. Do you love me? I need.
So have you guys spent much time doing, and whether it's with the group or by yourself or whatever, in cemeteries, going there and just trying different things?
The first time, I'm kind of a planner, and Brittany had called me and was like, hey, it's Friday 13th, you want to go out? And I was like, okay. Totally on a whim. It was our first time really hanging out. And she took me out to a summit that it's kind of where the group she was with then would take people just to kind of, I don't know, what would you say?
Feel them out, test them, see how, yeah.
And that was the first place we went to, and I passed. But, yeah, and so we keep going back there, and we've been to a few other ones since, and we actually went to one that was kind of terrifying in the evening that I'd like to go back to at night. We spend a lot of time at cemeteries in the battlefield near us.
Like I said, that's our date nights. We're like, hey, want to hang out? I miss you. Let's go get a drink and then we'll go ghost hunt. Because we're weird. That's why we don't have any other friends.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No.
Not at all. And there's the silence.
Wait for it.
Dun dun dun.
That.
Ego box.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you guys are getting some cool little links to check out, and then you guys can play with them and let us know what you think.
I'm excited.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for that. I'm going to, like, walk outside and be like, all right, spirits, you ready?
Come on, bitches, let's go.
What now can escape me? 20 bucks.
So do you guys, if you go on a hunt, would you rather just have one or two people, or do you feel like it's a better hunt if you have a little bit more people?
I can let you take this one. I think we kind of like our little group. Sometimes we've had people and we feel like they might be like a block. Mm-hmm. We've gone places that we've known have a lot of activity, like the first cemetery that she's taken me to. We continually go back, and there's been times where we take people and there's literally nothing, which is totally not normal for that particular place. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Is that what you're feeling like?
Yeah, I mean,
if we're just doing like an investigation, I prefer just our small little group.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important
to have people that are very passionate about it, or it's not going to be a good invest. But I mean, for like a big place, like when we go to Waverly, like I'm excited to have all these people there. So
Absolutely.
But in small settings like that, we go to the ghost hunt, I'm more comfortable with someone that I know that I connect with, knows my energy and I know theirs, and we're just able to connect on a different level, and so that's more comfortable for sure. But I'm open, to other people. I love that. I love being able to reach out to other groups and stuff, so whatever's clever.
We have a question. What is the best EVP you have got?
Well, I was saying, like, I think on our break that I work in a hospital, and so when we would have downtime, I had a friend she's a part of another paranormal group. So a few years ago, what we would do if our ICU is like dead, no pun intended, but like no patients in it, we would go in a room, ask a bunch of questions, leave our recorder, and come back a few hours later. And one room in particular, this woman screamed, "Get out of here! I don't want you in here." And in the room next to it, there was a woman, you could hear her crying, and another lady said, "Why are you crying?" And it was just clear as day. There was a bunch of chatter in the background, like there would have been a TV on, but we had the door shut. There was no people in the ICU, and those were some of the best EVPs I've ever gotten. So that's me, Brittany.
Yeah. I've had quite a few. Like I said, it's hard to narrow it down. But there was a theater with my old team that I used to investigate with, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it said, but it was a Class A. It was amazing. And we were actually backstage, and the backstage part of that theater is very, very active. And I remember asking something along the lines like, "Are you here? And why are you doing this? And is that you we see or whatever?" And some male comes across and he's like, "Yeah, it's me, and I don't like you back here." Something along those lines. But it was a very intelligent response and to our question. It was a direct response to our question, which was great.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Bill, he got one time, and it was a really, really strange one.
Which one was that?
That one that you have on your phone.
I want to have my phone.
Yeah, you got it from either Edinburgh or Missouri. That one that you always tell people about.
Hold on, I'm thinking.
I think it was at Edinburgh.
Edinburgh gives you a lot of good EVPs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So does Missouri.
Sometimes you can hear it without even having the recorder on.
Bless you.
Well,
Whoever that
and I know there's a lot. The one that I got, the best EVP I got, was actually when we were in Gettysburg. Because, Bill is always saying, when you run a video or this, make sure you say where you're at, what time it is. So I was being kind of a smarty pants, and I was standing behind one of the cannons. And I'm like, I'm behind the cannon, I'm focusing in on here, and just kept talking and babbling, and didn't think nothing of it. We brought it back, and why I'm saying that, all of a sudden you can hear, "Fire!" And then you could hear the battle cry right afterwards.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
It's actually on our website. It is the best EVP ever, and it was something that I never even knew we caught. That was just me being me. So,
That's awesome.
Crazy.
I think you guys are talking about this one.
Wait for it.
You play it again. I don't know how loud it is.
I don't know if you can hear it.
It keeps lagging on our end.
Yeah,
Okay.
stop it on their end.
Okay. I'd have to play it over something different. So, Alex, did we send you that EVP? She's dead. Can you play that for me? Alex has got it for us.
Okay.
What the hell happened over there?
She opened up the door.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
He's trying to find it. What's that? He's trying to find it. Oh. Her husband's trying to find this show. We sent him the link. It's a thing. I thought I did. I don't know.
But I think the EVPs, those are, especially if you don't think you've caught something, and then you listen back and then you start hearing it, it kind of gives me the shivers because it's like, you know,
What
you know,
What did I just hear?
Yeah. Especially when you see it and you feel it and you're like, nobody's going to believe this. And then you play back, and as soon as you hear it, you're like, I know exactly where I was at and what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best way to do it, actually, if you want to go old school, is you get the tape recorder, the old-fashioned tape recorders, and do it because you don't have nothing that's going to filter anything out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to find those recorders.
Or just start having Alex start mailing them to us to the States, because it seems like he's got like 800 of them.
Did we have it on?
I don't know where it's
Well, I'm not worried. Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
worried about it.
We'll send it over to you guys so you guys can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can actually go on the website and hear it too. And that's a good place to put it on your website. Those. People love listening to those too. So.
Yeah. And we got people who send us some, and they say, can you listen to this to see what you hear, or if you see anything here? And a lot of times we listen to them, don't really hear anything, and if they send us pictures, we don't really see anything.
It's always good to have the extra eye, though, for sure.
Oh, definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on orbs?
I giggle and she, yes. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it just depends, obviously, where you're at, what your surroundings are. I mean, is it dust and light, or is it like that single, I don't know. I think you have to be careful and definitely pay attention to those other aspects.
Yeah.
What it could be.
Yeah, I never really thought too much about them. I can always debunk them as like, oh, that's just debris flying through the air. It's a bug. You can't ever be certain in pictures. Videos, maybe a little bit more because they take form and you can watch it in, you know, that real time when you play it back. But the cemetery that she was talking about that we like to go to, the first night I was ever there, it was funny because the group and I were talking about orbs and how we like really don't think too much about it, and it has to be really compelling for us to believe it. I saw one with my own eyes and it was insane. It looked like there was a lantern coming out of like the wooded part of the cemetery, and I was like, oh shit, like someone's coming after us. We're all gonna die because I'm being dramatic. And after it like hit the tree line, it turned into like this purple like squiggly thing, and then it went red, and then it like shot back into the woods. That's the first time I'd ever seen that, and it was insane. It was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen because I witnessed an orb form with my own eyes. And the last time we went to the cemetery, as soon as we walked in, it looked like a butterfly was in front of us, and it was like, what, 10 at night?
Yeah.
So I don't think too much about them unless I see them with my own eyes, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill saw one. It was almost wet. It was not quite dark yet. We were in Gettysburg, and he saw one, and it was a pure white one, and he saw it with his own eyes. And then he also got it.
Yeah, that's so cool.
The camera too.
Well, when you've never seen them before, they'll scare the shit out of you.
It does. It really does. Because I thought someone was coming out and they were like flanking us. It scared me a little bit because I was like, where did these people come from? And it looked like an old-time lantern, like someone walking through the woods with it, and then it just changed colors and forms and then shot back, and I was like, oh my gosh, pretty sure that was an orb.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people when they're videoing and then they're watching stuff, oh, that's an orb. No, that was dust or a bug flying
it's a
by
moth.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I like when people send those kinds of things, because you can tell them, like, you know what, we looked at it and we reviewed it and it's not really this and we think it's this, and you just, you know, you give them your point of view on it and they can take it or leave it. But I don't know, I enjoy doing stuff like that.
Yeah. And what's hardest when you're trying to listen on some of the EVPs and you're trying to listen so hard, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute, I need to play this back. Is that what I actually heard? You know, so.
Yeah, I try to go into like meditative states almost when I listen to EVPs, because when I first started this, I would listen so hard that I wouldn't hear anything, and I would just give myself a headache. And so the more spiritual I've become and I blossom into that, like I just get into a more meditative state and then just let it flow. And that's when I hear everything. It's fantastic.
Yeah. But then after a while though, when you hear all of this stuff all at once, it's just like everybody coming at you at once and your head is just like, oh no, and then you have to shut it out.
Yeah. Welcome to our lives, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely had that happen before, Kelly, for sure.
I did when I was in Korea. When I stationed in Korea, I worked night in the dining facility, and I would hear people talking. It was just like a whole group, and the closer it got to Halloween, the worse it got.
Mine happened in my bedroom.
It's weird how that happens.
So, Bill's giving me a weird look, so I gotta give him the story.
I had a really bad joke, and I probably should keep it to myself, because I don't know if that's appropriate or not.
It's appropriate.
It's appropriate.
It was actually, it was New Year's Eve, actually. And I was still living at my parents' house. I don't know, I was probably like 16 or something. And I was watching TV. It was, like 10:30 at night. And I always slept with my bedroom door closed. And all of a sudden, I felt like 7 people rush at me. And as a 16-year-old, I threw the covers over my head and was cowering like a little girl under that blanket. And
doing his little trot at the same time.
And they all started yelling at me and talking to me all at the same time. And I remember I could feel where every single one of the 7 of them were standing around my bed. It was crazy.
I always had to tell them, all the ones that did with me, I had to tell them, be quiet. Quiet, and after a little while they were quiet. But it's just,
yeah, it makes you learn how to build those walls and those blocks pretty quickly. If that's something that you hear quite often, it's scary and it's exhausting.
Because you don't know who it is or where they're at. All you hear is you just keep hearing these voices all over the place.
Yeah, definitely.
So how would you guys react if you were, you were in your room, somebody knocked on the door and called your name very clearly standing outside your door, then you go and open the door and no one is there?
That actually happens a lot to me. Sorry if I giggle.
That doesn't count.
Oh, that's weird that you asked that, because before you asked that, I was having those same thoughts, like that you were going to ask that question. I know that's really strange. That happens a lot to me, and there's nobody there. I've actually gotten up, walked around my house, and even last night when I was falling asleep, I just kept hearing screaming in my ear, and the name was Raphael. I don't know why. And Raphael. Not Ninja Turtles, guys.
bring you pizza. I want some pizza. But I don't know. Like I said, that happens to me a lot, so it doesn't really faze me. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever. You're yelling at me. I mean, if you really want to get to me, get with my guides. They'll let me know what's up, and then we'll go from there. So,
My question is,
she's got her own operators that take calls for her.
You've
like,
Brittany's
no,
hotline. Please
calls.
leave your name, number, and a brief message, and she'll get back to you as soon as she possibly can. If she wants to talk to your ass, you're a ghost. Walk through the damn door.
And the bad entities. So,
Yeah, I used to, when I was younger, I used to hear my name called during the night all the time, and I'd wake up and nobody's there.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, it's
Like a
time
creepy demon voice. And
Well, so you guys believe in the paranormal, spirits, and things like that. What are your thoughts of like Bigfoot, UFOs, and fairies?
I freaking believe in
I'm
all of
open-minded
those.
to it all. Absolutely.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
Loch Ness Monster. Hell yeah.
I think we should concentrate more on the fairy aspect.
Mermaid, the fairies. Oh, I believe in that. Are you kidding me? That's how I knew I was crazy and different. And I was actually talking to Mom about this the other day. I was like 4 years old, and I woke up and I could see my whole room. I knew what was going on. And I kept telling myself, this is not real, you're in a dream. And then I remember like counting out loud. I'm like, well, if I just do this, then I hear myself. I know it's real. I'm 4. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, that's when I knew I was different, because this thing came to me.
You know what that could have meant?
Oh, I'm scared to even. No. I'm 4. Be nice.
Ask your mom what that could have been.
Yeah, she's checking on me, making sure I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be. Apparently my mom's a fairy. Yeah.
No, so no.
It's okay. I got you on that one.
Yeah, I was actually.
You guys keep lagging, so I think we're like missing out a little bit.
Yeah, we actually went to speak to someone that does all the spiritual stuff, and and when she told me I was a lot smaller, I'm thinking, how much smaller can I get? And she goes, well, in another realm, you're the fairy that helped save me. So, I couldn't be like the flower or a big tall tree. I was actually a fairy and a lot smaller than I am now. And that was probably me that Brittany squeezed my wings and got it where I can't fly anymore.
Well, you were freaking scary. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I just remember waking up and I like sat up and it was like very scared. I missed it. Oh,
it was so funny.
So what you guys are missing is we have several people on Skype here that aren't talking because they're our producers, and we're watching them, and our lovely Kathy was just sitting there concentrating on whatever she was doing, and someone just came up behind her and said, I didn't say you're using your toys, leave it alone. She's on her phone or something. And someone snuck up, didn't sneak up. We watched him run in, and he touched her on the shoulder, and I'm pretty sure she peed. Sorry, and now back to our regular scheduled program.
So what do you think about Bigfoot? I heard Indiana people have been seeing Bigfoot.
Oh, I mean, that's cool. I believe in it. I thought Harry Henderson liked snow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. I'm open-minded to everything, truthfully.
I used to see creepy stuff run all the time, like next to the car. And every time we would be driving, I could just like see in the tree lines, it looked like this ginormous thing, and it was constantly following the car. Okay, guys, I'm probably crazy. I'm sorry, but again, I'm different. And yeah, I used to see that stuff. I don't anymore, which is kind of sad. I try to now. But I mean, I was just a crazy child and using my imagination, but it was there, and I believe in it.
Cool.
Yeah.
We have a question. What are your favorite paranormal TV show?
Oh, Ghost Adventures, I love you. I'm going to get
Zach.
I just love me super girly.
And here goes the blushing.
I love him. I love him so much.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I loved Paranormal State when it was on. I like Ghost Adventures. I mean,
I pretty much watch all of them. Dead Files, I love Amy Allen and Steve DeShavi are the shit. And, by the way, talking about Zach Bagans, he totally wrote to me on Instagram, and I still save it because I'm that person. So I can read.
when I was at the Haunted Museum, I looked at every camera and I'm like, "Hi, Zach. Brittany says hi," because apparently he watches it. And then I literally came back from Vegas and he wrote her on Instagram. So he heard me, right? He heard
It
me.
was her, so thank you.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, Amanda's from Brittany. Yeah, I gotta look her up."
Yep. And he was like, this must be the Brittany. And then he called me sweetie, and I fell off my couch a little bit.
It was pretty.
One day,
What
Zach, I'm
about
here.
what about the show Kindred Spirits? What do you think of them?
I haven't watched that, so I can't say anything.
I like them. I think they're a good group or a duo. I don't know. They don't. I feel bad because I do enjoy. I like them, but I don't think I really like their show. It's kind of boring and slow. Ooh, sorry. But
You're fine.
Damn.
Well, but Amy used to be on Ghost Hunters. That show was so much better.
what's that?
Yeah,
Sorry.
So Amy Bruni used to be on Ghost Hunters, and I used to watch that show religiously.
Yeah, I did as well. Adam was on there too. So when that group split up, like it was cool to see them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I totally did.
What?
Nothing. I gotta focus again.
What did I just miss? Did I miss something? Everybody's
What do you do?
laughing.
Alex, I can leave it right now.
What the fuck?
I'm focused right now.
Oh, Alex has a Alex, our producer, has a question for Brittany. Did you squirt just a little bit when he called you sweetie?
Did you? She probably did. I'm just gonna speak for her. I'm sure she did.
It was like sweetie, and then I exploded and fell off the couch. I mean, I don't
would've done
know.
It was the quickest
Right?
nut she's ever had, I'm sure.
Word.
I mean, there's one simple aspect to that, though. It doesn't have nuts.
Oh,
Not that
have
I'm
nuts.
aware.
oh, I found out nuts. I'm fresh out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I am.
Phrase.
We could do some checking later.
Oh,
I'm starting to slurp. Bad news bears. Oh my gosh.
so you guys will be with us
Okay.
Well, that was interesting.
down in Missouri State Pen.
Yep.
So anybody who's listening, I'm pretty sure there are some tickets left for Missouri State Pen. That'll be on what date's that on?
The 21st and 22nd. So if you guys want to meet Brittany and Amanda and see if Brittany really did squirt, come on down to Missouri.
Sure, you're not supposed to pimp out your daughter. What is
Don't worry,
wrong with you?
I just bought a whole new thing of dish towels.
Powder.
It's all good.
I need dish towels and batch powder, and my squirting will be controlled. I promise.
Oh my.
She She gets to share a bed with me. She's super excited, I'm sure. Hey, yeah. Bring some waterproof sheets.
So again, that was Ghost Hunts USA. You can go there and get tickets for any one of the events we're going to be at. Wow, this went out so fast. I didn't know where to go with this.
Oh man!
And then the week after that, on the 28th and 29th, we are going to be up in again Duluth, Minnesota. We hope everyone can be there. I don't know how many tickets are selling for that one. They call it the Waverly Hills of Minnesota. It is a beautiful building. It's huge. It's actually.
Yeah.
I think we lost Brittany and them. I can see them. I just can't hear them.
Hey! Hi! We're listening to you.
Yeah. Wow. There's a first. So, again, Duluth, Minnesota, up there I can't remember that abandoned insane asylum, not including the camper those two are in right now. But come on up there. Remember, hey, and I do have one thing to say. If you're going to these locations, check the weather there first before you go. Please dress appropriately. If it's going to rain, don't show up in, what did that guy have on that? A parka? Party time. And then we had people show up in the middle of the winter in flip-flops and T-shirts.
And then said, oh, it's so cold.
Oh, my Lanta.
It's cold here. Oh, it's cold. Duh.
Oh, it's cold. Great. I can't focus right now. Oh, man.
Well, we only have a couple minutes left for the show. So I want to thank you two for being on with us this evening. Had a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you.
I can't wait to have you guys back on. I think we should try this one more time. I'm pretty sure we can even cross the line just a tiny bit more.
I'm totally down for that. I mean, gross.
And having you guys in Missouri is going to be a hoot, so.
I mean, we're pretty decent. And she's empty. I have a little more in me there. I don't even know.
We want to thank everybody for listening tonight also.
Definitely.
What is it? Our next show is actually going to just be Riverside, Iowa Paranormal.
Yep.
And just some of the folks that we've just worked with. It's going to be a free-for-all show, so any questions can be asked. And you just kind of get some of the people that have been on some of the hunts with us. They'll be coming on, tell us some of their experiences and stuff like that. If, Amanda and Brittany want to join in to kind of spruce up that call, you guys are more welcome to join in.
We can spruce it. We're the fluffers. Oh my god.
And thank you, everyone, and have a good night, and we'll see you
in the dark. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.